Good evening. I would like to call to order the special meeting of the Newport News School Board for Tuesday, June 6, 2023. On behalf of the members of the school board and the interim superintendent, I welcome each of you watching. A quorum is present to transact the business of the school division. We will begin tonight's meeting with the pledge of the flag. Ms. Alger, would you please do the honors and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, just like in school? Get called out.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will go to Section 2, Action Items on the agenda. This evening, 2.01, Personnel Actions. Let's see. At this time, may I have a motion to approve the superintendent's personnel report and recommendations?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the personnel report and recommendations of the superintendent for Mr. Michael Edwards as the new Assistant Principal of Operations at Warwick High School, Ms. Amy Gullick as Principal of Watkins Early Childhood Center, Dr. Mary Hardesty as the new Secondary Principal of Woodside High School, Ms. Jennifer Harnish as the new Elementary Principal of General Stanford Elementary School, Mr. Carl Murray Jr. as the Director of School Safety, Mr. George Page as the Secondary Assistant Principal of Warwick High School, Dr. Regina Stafford as the Secondary Principal of Huntington High School, Mr. Robert Stewart Jr. as the Executive Director of Crisis Planning, make sure I say the correct title, Crisis Planning and Response, correct? Is that
and prevention response.
And prevention response. And Ms. Diane Willis as the Director of Elementary Leadership.
Okay, thank you for that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Madam Chair, I just want to make it clear that it's Huntington Middle School.
Huntington Middle School.
Oh, Madam Chair, did we include Ms. Stewart? Was that read?
Let's see.
What was that?
Ms. Stewart.
Before Mr. Stewart.
Mr. Stewart. Was his name listed?
No, his was, but did you note
As the
Kelly?
The executive director.
Right, but did you note from between Staffords, there was a Kelly Stewart? Did you?
Kelly's the transfer.
Okay, so she wasn't, okay. All right, sorry, my apologies.
Okay.
Just want to make sure
So we
we didn't
got
miss
it.
anybody.
Yeah, it was for. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's Mr. Brown.
Douglas.
Dr. Best,
4.
Mr. Brown,
4.
Mr. Harris,
4.
Mr. Hunter,
4.
Mrs. Alger,
4.
Mrs. Amon,
4.
Mrs. Griswold.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Great. Thank you very, very much. And at this time, I think we'll go ahead and hear about these who we have just approved.
Okay, wonderful. Good evening, and thank you so much, Madam Chair. What I'm going to do for our new Newport News employees, I'm going to read a little bit about you, and while I do, please stand, and then I'll ask you, so be thinking, if you have a word or two you want to share, and if you have any family or friends here with you that you might want to introduce. Okay? So we're going to start with Mr. Robert Stewart, Jr. I'd like to introduce Mr. Stewart, Jr. as the new Executive Director of Crisis Planning, Prevention, and Response. Mr. Stewart has a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and political science from the Old Dominion University. He is a certified evidence response team member, a certified firearms instructor, an incident command systems trained individual, a certified crisis management coordinator. He's also an adjunct professor through the FBI's training division of the University of Virginia's Operational Skills and Crisis Management. He currently works as the Unit Chief of Evidence Response Team Program for the Federal Bureau of Investigation, in other words, the FBI. He has worked as a supervisory special agent with the Counter Improvised Explosive Readiness Unit. He has also worked as a supervisory special agent with the Crisis Management Unit for the FBI and as a supervisory special agent with the Firearms Training Unit for the FBI's new Agent Academy. Mr. Stewart has worked as a supervisory special agent with the Hostage Rescue Team Tactical Support and Intelligence Unit for the FBI's Hostage Rescue Team. He has also worked as a special agent with the Violent Crime Squad at the Philadelphia Field Office. You're going to make me go out of breath. He has also worked as Sergeant South Precinct Properties Crime, the TAC team, which is SWAT, police officer. He's been a detective for violent crimes, squad, white collar crimes, sniper, all for the Newport News Police Department in the past, so he's coming back home. Mr. Stewart worked for the Virginia Department of Corrections also as a probation and a parole officer in Hampton, Virginia. And we want to welcome you back to Newport News and welcome you to Newport News Public Schools.
Didn't realize I was going to have to say anything, and I had to go first, so I didn't have a lot of time to think about it.
It's okay.
I spent the last 34 years in law enforcement, and I feel like it's prepared me for today. I can't wait to get back to Newport News and to get started on this job. I am beyond excited to be back in the city of Newport News, and July 5th can't get here quick enough.
We're happy to have you. Thank you so much. Next, I would like to introduce Mr. Carl Murray Jr. as the Director of School Safety. Mr. Murray has a Bachelor of Science degree in Criminal Justice from Virginia Commonwealth University. He is currently pursuing a Master of Science degree in Criminal Justice at Virginia State University, and he currently works at the Albemarle County Public Schools in Charlottesville as the school safety coordinator. He has worked as a police detective for Virginia State University in Chesterfield, Virginia. He has also worked as the chief of police at Piedmont Virginia Community College in Charlottesville, Virginia, a school resource officer for Richmond City Police, a field training officer. He has also worked as a police officer for the Richmond City Department. Mr. Murray has also worked as a special education teacher, so he comes understanding the processes in schools for Richmond City Schools. And we are very excited to have you, and welcome to Newport News Public Schools.
First of all, I want to say good evening to everybody, and thank you for the opportunity. I am very excited to come back home. I'm born and raised from Newport News. I'm a product of Newport News Public Schools. First, I want to say I have with me my beautiful wife, Dr. Kimona Murray. She was stand. Mother, Diane Murray. Mom, would you stand? I'm excited about the opportunity to work in Newport News Public Schools. I can't wait to get started to help keep the division safe. Thank you for the opportunity again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is Mr. George Page here? I would like to introduce Mr. George Page as the secondary assistant principal at Warwick High School. Mr. Page has a Certificate of Advanced Graduate Studies in Educational Leadership from Cambridge College. He has a Master's of Education in School Administration, also from Cambridge College. He currently works as a math teacher at Warwick High School. He has worked as an assistant principal in the past at Grafton High School, Tabb Middle School, and York Middle School. Congratulations, and we're happy you're staying right here in Newport News, right at your school.
First, I'd like to introduce my daughter, Ms. Brene Ellis, as she joined me. And for you to thank the opportunity for me to come back home as I cut my teeth here in Newport News, starting off at Enterprise Academy and then further at Lynchville High School as a math teacher before leaving the division. I look for the opportunity to continue to serve children and help build relationships throughout the community.
Thank you. I did not believe that Dr. Regina Stafford is able to be here tonight, but I do want to share a little bit of her background. Dr. Stafford has a doctoral degree in education from Old Dominion University. She has worked as a summer school, middle school principal right here in Newport News and as an assistant principal for Newport News. She currently is a principal in a neighboring school division, so we want to welcome her back to the NNPS family. And she is not here again, but we're excited to have her. She is tried and true, and we're really excited that she wanted to come back home. Next, we have Ms. Diane Willis as Director of Elementary Leadership. Ms. Willis has a Master's of Education in Leadership from George Washington University. She currently works for Newport News as a principal of Carver Elementary School. She's been a dean of students, an administrative assistant, an assistant principal, a summer school administrator, and the list goes on. You've held various roles in Newport News Public Schools, pouring into teachers, students, and families. We are excited to have Ms. Willis on board as our second Director of Elementary School Leadership. Congratulations.
Tonight I bring with me my wonderful husband, Randall Willis. I also bring with me everyone who has poured into me over the years. I began in Newport News in 19... as a teacher. And I love that journey, and then something kind of tapped me on the shoulder in my mind to move on and expand my reach in Newport News, and I became an administrator. And as you can see, I've done different administrative roles.
Yes, you have.
But the biggest and longest running one has been principal. And I've had the privilege of being the principal of many schools in Newport News, from one end of the city to the next. And I'm ready to use that experience to support and help nurture what needs to be our next steps here in Newport News. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Willis. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Michael Edwards as the new Assistant Principals of Operations at Warwick High School. Mr. Edwards has a Master of Science degree in Educational Leadership from the Old Dominion University. He currently works as an assistant principal at Ella Fitzgerald Middle School and has held a variety of leadership positions in our organization. In addition to holding the various administrative leadership roles, he's also worked as the head golf coach at Denby High School. So congratulations, Mr. Edwards.
Thank you so much. Tonight I have with me my beautiful wife, Caitlin Edwards, who's a teacher at Passage Middle School. Family here. Also have Dr. Smith and Miss Williams, my admin team, part of my admin team at Ella Fitzgerald. Really grateful for them to come with me today. I'm very honored. I'm very humbled that I was chosen for this position. Thank you, Dr. Barnett, Dr. Blow, and Dr. Mason. Cannot wait to get started, and that's really all I gotta say. I can't wait to get started with the team.
Miss Amy Gulick. I'd like to introduce Miss Amy Gulick as the new principal of Watkins Early Childhood Center. She has a Master's of Education in Educational Leadership and Administration from George Washington University. She currently works as a principal and Virginia Preschool Initiative Coordinator at Bright Beginnings Preschool Program with Williamsburg, James City County Public Schools. She has held a variety of positions, but she has previously worked in Newport News. So you kind of see a theme here of people being connected to Newport News. She had been a teacher at previously known as Lee Hall Elementary School, now Katherine Johnson, and an early childhood special educator at Denby Early Childhood Center right here in Newport News. So welcome back to Newport News. We're happy to have you.
I just want to say thank you so much for giving me the honor of being the next principal at Watkins Early Childhood Center. I'm wrapping up my 21st year in education, most of which have been in the early childhood world, and I have to say it feels good to come home. I started my teaching career in Newport News Public Schools, so I do feel like I've come full circle, and I'm really excited. Thank you.
Next, I would like to introduce Dr. Mary Hardesty as the new principal of Woodside High School. Dr. Hardesty has a Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Leadership, an Educational Specialist degree in Educational Leadership, both from the Old Dominion University. I think you like Old Dominion. She also has a Master's of Education in Curriculum and Instruction from the University of Virginia. She currently works as an assistant principal of instruction at Menchville High School, and she also stepped forward and was the interim principal at Menchville High School. Congratulations, we're excited for you.
Well, I'm blessed for the opportunity. There's so many people in this room that have just poured into me, and I'm just very thankful for that. I will, do all that I can to do the best that I can for Newport News Public Schools. I have my beautiful parents with me, Doug and Linda here, and Ms. Egolf is here to support me as well, proud principal of Menchville High School, and Judy Overby, my best friend, here with me as well, and of course my mentors that have really helped me and guided me to this spot in my life. So thank you again. I appreciate it.
And rounding out our new appointments, I'd like to introduce Ms. Jennifer Harnish as the new elementary principal at General Stanford Elementary School. Ms. Harnish is currently working on her doctorate degree in educational policy, planning, and leadership at the College of William & Mary. She has worked as an elementary school principal, elementary school assistant principal, as well as a middle school math teacher right here in Newport News. She left the area and is returning, and welcome back to Newport News. We're happy that you chose Newport News to come home to.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. Thank you, everyone. I am a graduate of Woodside High School, so I am a proud product of Newport News, and I'm also a proud product of the United States Army. My dad served and led for decades in the United States Army, to include Dive Company Commander on Fort Eustis. So this is very purposeful, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity. So thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And at this time, I do want to share the administrative appointments, which some people call transfers, but we tend to call them administrative appointments. Miss Jackie Barber, who is currently the principal at Sedgefield Elementary, will, for next year, 2023-24, will be the principal of Richneck Elementary. Rhonda Chalmers Harmon, currently the assistant principal at Stony Run Elementary School, will be the assistant principal at Richneck Elementary School. Elizabeth Galbraith, currently the principal at General Stanford Elementary School, will be the principal at Sedgefield Elementary School. Ebony Griffin, currently the principal at Huntington Middle School, will be the principal of Jenkins Elementary School. And to round it out, Kelly Stewart, currently the principal of Jenkins Elementary School, will be the principal of Carver Elementary School. And Madam Chair, I don't think I have any more breath left. That concludes my report.
Well, we want to be first to welcome you to the division, welcome you back home if you're returning, and we really appreciate you bringing your expertise, your talents, and your love to Newport News Public Schools. So thank you very much. The next item on our agenda is 2.02. It's the Virginia School Board Association legislative proposals. Dr. Mitchell, I believe we have a quick presentation.
We have Mr. Pat Finneran coming forward to present this for us. Thank you, Mr. Finneran.
Well, good evening, Chairman Sherrill Law, Vice Chair Dr. Best, other board members, Superintendent Mitchell, and Ms. Spratley. Thank you for allowing me to be here tonight. It's a pleasure to present this legislative proposal for consideration by the Virginia School Boards Association if you should pass it. The legislation, the position was brought forward by Mr. Brown in his capacity on the VSBA Legislative Committee, and brings another potential tool for helping solve the school construction and renovation challenge in our state. And currently, as you know, it's estimated that together the 134 localities in Virginia have approximately $25 billion in anticipated school construction and renovation needs. So let me see if I can work this here. So today's action, again to be brief, is for the school board to adopt a proposal for consideration by the VSBA Legislative Committee that's going to ask the General Assembly to amend the law, the Public-Private Education and Facilities Infrastructure Act of 2002, quite a mouthful. We're just going to call it the Act of 2002 from now on. And what it is it's just a little background, a legislative initiative to encourage private investment in the Commonwealth for the bond financing, private capital, and other funding sources to help public education infrastructure programs and projects. And the school board has brought several legislative positions to the VSBA in the past, and actually has another one that there'll be two tonight. One's already been approved by the board as part of its legislative program. So a little bit of background, though, just to see why the state wanted to bring this forth, is that in this 2002 Act, it states that there's several reasons to do a public-private procurement, and that's the need for timely construction and renovation of schools, limitations with traditional public financing, i.e. Just getting the money, to do that. Inadequate resources, again, getting the money, which has led to that multi-billion-dollar backlog of school construction needs today. The potential for lower costs and more timely projects as opposed to waiting for public funding alone. And of course, with the inflation rate, every year you wait, you could go up, 8 to 10%. So, and finally, state and federal tax incentives are available to encourage that private investment with the public entities. So the proposal before you today really does one thing. It just asks the VSBA to adopt a legislative position that encourages the General Assembly to streamline the process by amending the 2002 legislation. And it really couldn't be simpler in terms of the amendment. You see it down at the bottom of that screen. It takes out 4 words of approximately a 20-page piece of legislation. So it would say that it would eliminate the need for a school board or any school board in Virginia to go to the local governing body to begin the private public procurement process. And that could be a holdup in terms of getting things done. And again, even if you hold it up for a year, it could be 8 to 10% or even more escalation of prices. So what this really does is, we've been talking about with the school board, of course, for a number of years, and adding some tools to the toolbox. This is just another one of the many, actually 3 that are in your legislative program right now that would help school divisions across the state, not just Newport News, find new, innovative, and more effective ways to bring school construction and renovation funds, to the school divisions. The other 2 are located are on the page. School Facilities Capital Reserve Fund was approved by the school board in its legislative packet, and the referendum for school construction was also approved by the school construction. Today's proposal only focuses on the first one that we talked about, not the other 2. Those have already been done. So the next steps really are to provide, if you should approve this recommendation and proposal, is to provide the VSBA with a copy of the proposal by June 12th, support the proposal during the VSBA's delegate assembly, and that happens in November. And I know there's always a delegate and an alternate to be there. Help seek a patron for this legislation. It would be the 2024 General Assembly session, and then again, support this and other NMPS legislative priorities. So if you have any comments, I tried to be brief and succinct. If I've gone too fast or left something out you think, please let me know.
Okay. Any questions or comments?
Simple. Okay. No, it's
No,
a
okay.
process.
Yeah, it is. It's very simple. Douglas?
Yes. And so I just want to say, Mr. Fitter, thank you
Sure.
Very much for the really quick turnaround that you were able to do to prepare this presentation and pull this together. And I'll just share with the board in terms of lessons learned from, we were successful in finding a patron for our capital reserve fund. and for the 1% sales tax previously. In talking with delegates and members of the General Assembly previously, that this is a good time of the year to approach them for patronage, and that essentially taking action tonight would allow us to get that process started at a time when it's essentially a good time to approach them. Because once we get into the fall, then they've really already, most of them have decided on what legislation they want to push forward in the next session. So the summertime is the right time to strike in these terms. So that's some of the impetus for wanting to get this done tonight.
Absolutely. Anything else?
So,
Yes.
I was just going to, I don't know, question or clarification, but, on this, the school boards would still need to have a positive relationship with their city council if they were going to enter into a public-private arrangement. You'd still want to know you have the support of the city to support paying for the public-private. So it does sort of avert a step, but there's still a check and balance in that respect. So
Yeah. Good point. Very good point.
Great point. And I think we'll probably need to work with the Virginia Municipal League and Association of Counties on this as we move forward.
I think part of it is just the education piece, because this has been in the Code of Virginia since the beginning. And what happens is some school boards do not have the appetite to go down this path. And we rely too much on the city to support us in capital improvements. And of course, you've seen the track record on that. This is a tool for the school board, given to the powers of us to execute. Now it's up to the city to say yay or nay, but even if they say no, we still have another path, which is, of course, pretty ugly path, but it's a path. The bottom line is, we're here to build schools for our children, period. So, thanks.
Yes, we do. I'll reiterate, thank you so much for the quick turnaround so that we would have this ready to go and take it out this summer so we can find our patron. I've served as the delegate for the assembly for the past couple of years, and what I will tell you is even in that seat, when we're bringing our legislation, we are educating other delegations from across the state. They don't realize that these are opportunities for us and that they can be in our toolbox. So it is really, really good to be able to get this in front of them. So thank you so much for helping us get the language right.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and Douglas, thank you very much for serving on the VSBA's committee for the state. Yes, Dr. Best, did you have a question? No. Oh, okay. All right. So do we have a motion?
All right. Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the legislative proposals as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Further discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Best.
4.
Brown.
4.
Harris.
4.
Hunter.
4.
Alger.
4.
Amon.
4.
Searles Law.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you so much. And Dr. Mitchell, we're going to move on to 3.01, comments by our interim superintendent.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to begin my comments this evening by congratulating the class of 2023. Beginning last Thursday through the weekend, the school board members and I participated in graduation ceremonies. Over 1,700 seniors walked across the stage into their very bright futures. We are very proud of their accomplishments. The class of 2023 earned more than $63 million in scholarships and awards. And they have been accepted into 120 colleges and universities located across the country. 60% of our graduates will attend a 2-year or 4-year college or university. 22% will enter the workforce or serve our country in the military. And almost half of the class of graduated with honors by maintaining a grade point average of 3.0 or higher. I'm going to say that again, over half of our graduating class, 3.0 or higher. So, of course, they are well prepared for their future. We want to have a special thanks to all who attended and those that planned the City of Champions event last month. It was co-hosted by the City of Newport News. The event celebrated and showcased student and staff accomplishments, academic awards, athletic awards, and highlighted visual and performing arts. Over 3,000 students, family members, and staff joined our school board and city council for this great event, and we want to thank the City of Newport News for their support. Last month, we were also fortunate enough to share the evening with 49 talented and dedicated support staff professionals who represent their work site as the exemplary Support Staff Person of the Year. During the banquet, we had the opportunity to recognize each of them for their service and their commitment to our student, staff, and our school division. It really was an enjoyable evening, and I congratulate all of our Support Staff of the Year honorees. Congratulations to the Heritage High School girls outdoor track team again. They have once again earned the Class 4 state championship. During last Saturday's track meet, Madison White won the state title in the 100 meter, the 200 meter, and the 400 meter events. Mizane Solomon captured the state title in the 100 meter hurdles, and the dynamic team of Sabria, Mizane Solomon, Tyler Clark, and Sanai Wooten captured the title in the 4x400 meter relay. That's going to be a tough act to follow at Heritage High School. So congratulations again to this great team. And we also want to continue to recognize Heritage High School again. Congratulations are in order for the music department at Heritage High School for earning the Virginia Music Educators Association 2023 Blue Ribbon Award. That's an amazing honor. The Blue Ribbon Award is the highest award given to school music programs and recognizes achieved excellence in band and choral performance. All music disciplines in a school must receive a rating of superior during the assessment to qualify for this award. This is the first time that Heritage High School has earned this award. Congratulations. This is a reminder, although I know our students won't need it, but Friday, June the 9th, is the last day of school. I want to thank all of our staff. Regardless of what you do in our schools, you have poured into our students. We want to thank you for your hard work this year. I wish all of our students and families and staff a great summer. Thank you.
Thank you,
That
Doc.
concludes my remarks.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mitchell. And to steal from Gary Hunter, great things are happening at Newport News Public Schools, and we are so thrilled that you are joining our team to help it continue. And with that, I adjourn this meeting. Thank you so much.
Steph?